Congratulations. Congratulations for being still alive and for being still here, committed, connected. So, hi Paco. This is the way. Showing up. This is the way. And I always tell my patients that miracles are delivered between 4 a.m. and 7 a.m. As soon as you wake up after 7 a.m., your miracle has another owner. Just it was your miracle, but it went to someone else that was there showing up at the moment that the miracles are delivered. Here, these Nutri miracles are delivered on these meetings. And it doesn't mean you need to be here at this moment. There's probably a lot of people watching the recording later today or even tomorrow. And it doesn't mean that you will not have your miracle. Even some people will not show up and will have miracles that we see even in our group when we do the monthly meeting. There's people that don't show up or that show up and never put the camera on or never talk, and they have their miracles. So there's one of the A360 members, Dr. Quatela from New York. He lost like 60 pounds. His wife lost 50 and his daughter lost another 50. I think he said something on the last meeting or 2 meetings ago, and he didn't show up even in one Zoom call, but he watched every single recording that we did in our meeting, and he got his miracle. So now it's time to first asking, what do you want to share? If some of you want to say anything about those miracles that have happened that I have been reading about in the WhatsApp group. So I know some of you have lost almost a pound a day, right, Dr. Shapiro? 13 pounds.
I lost about 11 and a half pounds so far.
So almost a pound a day.
Right, but it's starting to stabilize. Last 2 days it's been stable. So it's stabilizing now. And I'm starting to get tired. So I'm not sure why. I'm getting good sleep. But I guess I'm just getting used to, probably withdrawing from sugar.
And I guess you're training.
Training too. I'm training heavy.
Yeah, that's why you're drained in energy.
Yeah,
so
training, yeah.
If you have a race car and you are like fixing some stuff in the engine, you will never send that race car to the race until you finish fixing things. And you are racing while you do crucial changes on the engine. So at some point you will feel energized, and some point you will feel drained. It depends on how your body is behaving, but there is one life insurance for that we will review today. And at the moment that you will feel bad, there's more stuff other than food and the absence of food, which is what we have been watching these 2 weeks, right? How to eat in favor of a ketogenic state. So you enjoy the 3 ketone bodies that are like bodyguards in your body for health, for energy, and for the immune system. You have experienced that during the first week. Then for the second week, you experienced fasting, which also promotes ketosis. And it makes you be certain about the fact that you don't need as much food as you eat. So just the fact that some of you made that 24-hour, 36-hour fasting on Thursday will tell your brain that you don't need to stop in that airport at that coffee shop to eat any of the things that you would never eat, because you know that you can take that plane, get to your final destination, and get to your hotel and get a steak or whatever it is that is healthier than the donut or the sandwich that you can get on the plane or in that coffee shop. So because if you were for 36 hours not eating anything and you survived, your brain knows that you can make it. in any situation. And that's a superpower that not a lot of people have. People think they had to eat every 3 hours, and that's a big lie put there by the industry that sells you food. So they are happy that you eat every 3 hours. Your body's not. But if you take the habit of eating every 3 hours, your body will ask, because it's how it is. Whatever habit you put your body on, your body will ask. And not every single time it will be a good idea. Well, first of all, someone else that want to share something about what happened, what is that someone feeling or felt this week during the fasting week? Come on, don't be shy.
I'll share. For
Charles.
me, one thing that's been interesting, and I feel like it just shifted maybe yesterday or the day before, my sleep was really disrupted for, probably at least 7 days, where I was probably averaging, maybe 4.5 hours of sleep total. And it was like really odd, where I'd go to bed, or I'd have a real struggle go to bed. I'd sleep for a real small period if I did fall asleep. And then I'd be wide awake until like 2 or 3 in the morning. And then I'd fall asleep until 7 or 8 was like the much I could get before I really had to like absolutely get going. And that seemed to just kind of shift and kind of click back into gear. But it was a really odd thing, because I had done this program before with you and I didn't experience it that time. So I don't know why it happened this time. But hopefully the disruption's gone and I'm on track. The weird part is I felt like my energy levels were nearly the same as if I had a good night's sleep, though. I didn't feel like it held me back at all. So I didn't worry about it too much. But it's kind of good to be past it, I think, at this point.
Great insight. Thank you, my friend.
Charles has his hand raised.
Before
sorry,
Charles,
Dr. G.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Before Charles, it's something that you need to understand. When you do this, there will be some stuff that will change in your body. And that will require adaptation. Sometimes that adaptation is, palpitations. If you get palpitation in this stage, just drink a glass of water with a pinch of salt, sea salt. That palpitation will go away. Or take a vitamin B1 pill. Sometimes the AFibs and those heart irregular beats, it's from a lack of magnesium, or most commonly for a lack of vitamin B1, thiamine. So, Charles.
So, Guillermo, real quick, what's the mechanism that you think sea salt is reducing palpitations in the heart?
Carlos.
No, my English is very bad.
It's not.
No, we need above all vitamin B1 in order to get those palpitations away. Why? Because if you have the insulin levels go down, it happens when you go to a low carb diet, you lose a lot of magnesium. And magnesium is very important in order to make work the vitamin B1, the thiamine. So if your magnesium is low, you get all this deficiency exposed in vitamin B1. Why? Because the high carbohydrate diet depletes you from B1. So this is the main cause of palpitations. And also, if you drink salt, you retain all those minerals, magnesium, and so on, and you don't get these manifestations of your low insulin levels. So that's why salt resolves the problem. But the real problem is the vitamin B1 deficiency, because we know that almost 80% of population is B1 deficiency, and B1 is needed in order to get the nervous system work properly, and the irrigation of the nerves in the heart. If you get this vitamin B1 low and the magnesium low, the heart doesn't work properly. So you have these palpitations, but it can happen also in the nervous system, in the gut. So you have constipation or the opposite, and there is a kind of all kind of problems associated with keto adaptation, and this always means that low insulin levels in your kidneys, you get lost a lot of minerals. So this is the main problem. I don't know if I am explaining good.
You are.
Carlos
Guillermo,
loved
Guillermo,
that
maybe we should-
question, but
maybe
it's
we should put
basically
together-
sodium, potassium, and magnesium, Doc. When you take sodium, potassium, magnesium with the salt, the dehydration, when you do keto, you burn glycogen to spend all the reserves of glucose. Every glycogen molecule is a glucose plus a water molecule. So when you get rid of glucose, you get rid of water, and that takes sodium, potassium, and magnesium away. So if you put that salt, the heartbeat together with the timing gets back to normal.
So maybe we should put together like a supplement package that's recommended during the challenge going forward for different challenges. Like, because I noticed too, my heart rate would increase. Always checking my blood pressure, worrying if I'm getting hypertension.
And that's right for the sodium. That's what affects the blood pressure. But yeah, you're right. We should put like a electrolyte mix or something for people that it's not for everybody, because not everybody will feel that, but certainly 1 out of 10 will have that thing, and we'll have an answer. We used to do this on the platform, and we had the daily videos and stuff. And one of the videos was about that. And it was like the second or third video. But this time we didn't use the platform, just to avoid problems with access and passwords and stuff, and do it right away on the WhatsApp group. And that's why we don't have that information. But you're right. We should put that on the WhatsApp group too.
Yeah, I think that the vitamin B1 it's also the key, and the B1 is especially crucial with carbohydrates, with high carbohydrates, because it's the vitamin that gets the pyruvate enter into the mitochondria, and then to the Krebs cycle and so on. And if you are burning all your B1, in the very moment that you get your magnesium low, you expose all the deficiencies of the B1. So it's important to supplement magnesium and B1 and all the minerals also.
So all the scientists that are after this B1 deficiency worldwide are saying that we have an epidemic in the whole world of vitamin B1 deficiency. So I think everybody should take it in the right form and just prevent that. As soon as you eat rice, you get alcohols, wine at night or whatever, you will get depleted on B1. And B1 deficiency is the reason behind a lot of common symptoms that a lot of people have. We have been reversing 20, 25 years of AFibs in some of our patients, taking flecainide and doing ablations on the heart, and they just take a vitamin B1 pill, no AFibs anymore, anytime, for 2 years now.
What's interesting, Guillermo, is that post-COVID syndrome, or POTS, P-O-T-S, postural tachycardia syndrome, may be confused with thiamine B1 deficiency in a lot of people. They think they have post-COVID long hauler because they're tachycardic, but it may just be a deficiency of some electrolytes in B1.
Yeah, and it's a mess. So just a post-COVID Holt syndrome causing high ferritin, high D-dimer, and high metabolites like HS, CRP are driving us crazy, because we don't know anymore why those things are high, because the drivers are not there. So we don't know the triggers if it's not by the whole COVID syndrome, or even some reverse reactions to the mRNA vaccines. So who knows? Maybe in the future we will know more and we will be able to manage it better. Charles, I have a surprise for you all today. So I guess you stay here for the second half of the meeting. And as a part of this, and there's a reason why we will do it at the end, because you will want to rest after doing that. But we will have one of the best Wim Hof trainers giving a session on something. Let's leave it there. It will be at 6:40 for 20 minutes. So the last 20 minutes. Charles.
A couple things, Dr. G. I've lost about 10 pounds, and I was working out hard for about the first week, and you suggested I back off a little bit, but I started working out again yesterday. I was sucking on the energy level. My wife's a chiropractor with a subspecialty in functional neurology, and yesterday she told me to start taking this. And these essential electrolytes by Paleo Valley, there's no sugar in it. And it's got all the things you guys have been talking about: magnesium, iron, potassium, sodium. And I've got tons of energy, and I'm ready to go. So I started working out again yesterday, but it's these electrolytes. I was always, my mouth was cotton mouth, dehydrated, and these have made a huge difference. I do have a question for you though. I've really enjoyed this fasting over the last week, and before this I was doing intermittent fasting with 2 meals a day, but I was eating a bunch of shit that I shouldn't have been, that wasn't conducive. But can we continue what we've done in the past week with, and go with a 36-hour in the middle of the week and just continue doing this fasting indefinitely?
That is actually a great question, Charles. You all know that I sent the meal plan yesterday, right? The meal plan for the 3rd week. You may see that there's 3 meals a day. What I didn't say, and I will say it right now, it's you can do the same thing, the same fasting schedule this week if you want to do it. It's not what I want you to focus on, because remember, we have 3 weeks: ketosis 1st week, fasting 3rd week, 2nd week, and 3rd week is all about habits. And it's all that we will review now in 10 minutes before the session. But whether you repeat the fasting schedule or not, so you can do 3 meals today. That's why I didn't say anything until now, because it's 3 meals, the same way last week on Monday was 3 meals. Then tomorrow you can repeat lunch, so breakfast and lunch. Then Wednesday you can repeat lunch and dinner. Thursday you can repeat no food. Friday, breakfast and lunch again. Saturday, 1 meal a day, just lunch. And Sunday, again, 3 meals. And that Monday, that will be day 22, I will not tell you what to do. So that day will be the first day that you will do whatever you want. And we will meet at this time exactly in a week from now, 6 p.m. And I will tell you another thing to follow. And I will be able to tell you how to continue this for a long time. Some of you will want to work with us. Some of you will want to keep the work and keep the way alone by yourself. But whatever you are thinking now, what will happen after this, get that thought out. So focus on the 3rd week and focus on the habits, because the habits will probably keep yourself safe, whatever you do with food. So habits are at least equal to food on health and longevity. So you can eat right, that you have shitty habits, you're going to die. It doesn't matter how clean you eat. And the opposite is also true. You can have a shitty diet that if you keep good habits, your body will forgive you for some of those shitty habits or for some of those dangerous things or not that good things that you will have. So this third week is probably the piece or the missing piece for a lot of people's life. And there's a reason for that. People undervalue habits. People undervalue the sun. People undervalue red light. People undervalue EMFs. People undervalue the most important nutrient in our life. And I'm asking you right now, what is the most important nutrient for us humans? Somebody can tell me?
Oxygen.
Who said that?
I did.
Who agree with Elatia? How much, if you say maybe it's omega-3, maybe it's some kind of fat, maybe it's the protein, you can survive for 1 month without any of those things. How long you can survive without oxygen? And you don't eat oxygen. You need to breathe it, right? We, as humans, we get food, mix it with oxygen, and we create CO2 and water and energy in exchange. That's how our life works. Plants work in the opposite way. They take CO2 and water and the energy from the sun and the light, and they transform it in oxygen and food, especially food for the animals that we eat later. So what can we do to respect that? First, learning how to breathe. And that's why we have here Donato Helbling. Thank you for being here, Donato. He will drive us to a beautiful experience in the last 20 minutes. So get yourself comfortable while I share some stuff with you for these 10 minutes. And I will tell you some other things that you need to take into consideration this week. So let me share my screen. And there you go. This is week 3. And hi, Julie, I still need to send you the Peter's cartoon. So this week is just for habits. So one of the main things, you see the equation, right? Food is on top, habits is below the line, sleep and sunlight. But there are more things that sleep and sunlight. So it's the time you wake up, the time you go to bed, and what do you do during those things? And this is about cholesterol and the blood test. So if some of you want to do some of the blood tests, you can do it this week and have it ready for next week. You have gone through the keto mojo. You have gone through probably some of the things that we will see today, but I can bet most of you don't have a routine every day that can drive you one by one to all the good habits. Some of the habits are already there. The sun is already there every day. And that sun conditions your whole body, conditions your whole hormone cycles. And the hormone metabolism decides who you are and how your body behaves. And that is made by light. So if I ask you what time is it, you probably watch the clock or the phone and will tell me what time is it. If you ask the body what time is it, the body will take into consideration the light that you have around and will decide what time is it. So if you have artificial light with lots of blue light at night, now that it's dark outside, your body will think that is noon or 1 p.m. and will behave as it's 1 p.m. And what do you have at 1 p.m.? You're hungry and you don't want to go to sleep. So it will be 9 p.m. and instead of going to sleep, you will be eating and watching Netflix, who knows? But you are not created for that. You have natural cycles that will go over every day, and you are prepared for that. So even if you don't wake up before 7:30 a.m., at 7:30 a.m., your melatonin secretion stops. Then 8:30, bowel movements likely. So having breakfast between, and remember, this is conditioned by the light. So in your country, in your city, the sunrise is before that time, it will probably be a little bit earlier every single time that you see here. So higher alertness will be 10 a.m. The best coordination, 2:30. Reaction time, 3:30. 5 p.m. or around between 5 and 6 p.m. is probably the best time to go to the gym. I know some of you will do it in the morning. Best time, 5 to 6 p.m. That's something that Carlos always insists on. 6:30, high blood pressure. Don't take your blood pressure at that time. It's better in the morning. This is 6 p.m. is also the right time to measure your ketones. If you want to see ketones thriving, you will have the highest ketones at that time. 7 p.m. highest body temperature, and 9 p.m. melatonin secretion starts. That's the right time to go to sleep. And 11:30 bowel movement suppressed. So if you're going to have a dinner, think that if you are at 8:30 still awake, still sit at the table asking for a dessert, you're going to have problems that night. You probably can relate, and some of you have had that before. So this is a week to get into creating a healthy agenda for you every day, a healthy routine that you can repeat. This is a week for you to send to the group the sunrise and the sunset. It doesn't matter if it's ugly. It doesn't matter if there's like a bunch of trees between you and the sun. Just take a picture of the sunrise, take a picture of the sunset, and share it to the group. I will do the same myself. And this will be the proof that this week you were committed. Instead of sending a picture of your plate with whatever is on the plate, take a picture of the sun. And you will see great sunsets, great sunrises. And if you do this for this whole week, and you wake up at 6, take a moment for yourself in I don't know, if you want to meditate, pray, just think, whatever you do, take your time, 6 to 6:30, see the sunrise, have your breakfast or whatever schedule you decide with the meal plan that I gave you. And at the sunset, do the same and say good night before going to bed for us to know that you're going to bed. And if you want to have some helps, some of you have been asking for the red light and the EMF filters. So the same way when you don't eat right, you take a supplement. If you don't eat B1, you take a B1 supplement. Now, if you're having issues, you take a electrolyte supplement like Charles. Then you feel great because you need at that moment electrolytes. Red light is that for the sun. So whenever you have a imbalance in your circadian rhythm, you can see 20 sunsets for 20 days in a row, which is pretty difficult at this time, or take 20 minutes of red light, which has the right spectrum of light from the sun, especially these lamps from emrtech.com. They have the 3 lights: near infrared, infrared, and red. So that will take the best from the sun and will give it to you every night. You will sleep better. You will track it with the Whoop or the Oura Ring, and you will see that your life changed completely with that red light. Even if you have skin problems, any problem, that light will go through you, through your cells, will improve your mitochondria, and will get you out of a lot of conditions. So if you don't have your red light device, I encourage you to take that decision. We can, I don't know, if you have questions about what to take, size, which one is for traveling, which one is for home. We can share what we usually do with patients. Like if you're a patient, just ask and we will happy to help. You have this 20% code is the one that we use for our patients. Feel free to use it too. And the EMF filters is the same way you do with water. When water is not clean, you put a filter, right? When your air conditioning, when you want to make sure that you have clean air, you put a filter or you change the filter sometimes. Well, with the EMFs, we also need filters, not blockers. Sometimes we just need a filter with us. That Speedo solution is the best filter that is proven to improve the way those waves interact with your body. It's ridiculous to think that you are going to live on a cage or whatever and you will block EMF forever. We live in this world. We need internet. We need those waves for some things, but our body sometimes reacts to them or are sensitive, especially to 4G and 5G. This Speedo disc and the Speedo card that you can just wear with you on the wallet are game changers for a lot of people. You cannot imagine how many people with migraines, with eczema, with skin problems, even gut problems have been cured just by filtering those waves and making them interact with your body, especially when you sleep at night. So having one of those discs below the pillow is a real game changer. So
sorry, Guillermo,
yes.
you can explain to them that the discs structure the water also.
Oh, right. Go ahead, Carlos. If you want to explain what structured water is.
Structured water is what we need to have in our mitochondria and in our body. We have 80, 70, it depends of the health, 70% water, etc. And these discs structure the water in your body and the water that you drink. So we always have a disc under our glass of water or jar or a bottle of wine. It also works with wine, with everything that has water and the food also. And it is structure the water heavily. We have a device in order to measure the water structure, and it creates coherent domains in the water, and these structured waters makes like a battery in your body. It is very important. We will share studies with you about drinking coherent water, structured water, and about all these things that can structure the water in your body. Infrared light from the lamps and from the sun structure your water, your drinking water and your body water, and the discs also. So it's very important for this also. Not only offers you protection from 5G, Wi-Fi, etc. Also structures the water in your body and the water you drink.
Perfect. Thank you, Carlos. You never say again that you don't speak English right. Any question before we go to the breathe session? This is an important week. So whatever question you have about the timing, about the whatever device you have already at home or whatever you're having in your mind about this week, trust me if I tell you that this is the most important week of the three. That's why I always insist in that we kind of undervalue these things. Paco.
Hola, amigo.
What's up, tío?
Well, thanks for everything and the energy. I mean, everybody's in that, but it's like amazing. It's like a game changer. So really, really, really thankful to you.
You made it happen, guys.
I'm putting in my family. They're like, I know you're crazy. Now they're seeing me and they're like, what are you doing? Okay, tell you. So, just a quick question regarding is a very simple one, I think, or maybe it's regarding just probiotics. A probiotic pill or any type of in a way for maybe in the morning. I used to take them. Right now with the fasting. Is that a fasting breaking? I'm sharing two things. Just one, probiotics, and sometimes I drank in the morning a essential oil. Sometimes a pure natural one, doTERRA as well. Not necessarily, but so any type of those, either the essential oil or the probiotic, those break the fasting in a way, or should I just wait? Or any best way that you'll share that I can take that?
It's a great question. And I know some of you will probably have been looking for some probiotics at some point, but the only reason why we don't talk about this during the challenge is because just the food that you're eating will condition the changes in your microbiome and your diversity in the gut. So the right food, how do we know that a food promote the right biome? So if the food you eat conditions your biome, because of course you will have the bacteria that you're feeding the most, that will prevail, and the one that you're not feeding will probably die of starving. So how do you know which bacteria to feed? So if you find someone, let's say you arrive to your house and you open the door and you find a completely unknown person in your living room, or you have a heart attack, or you have that response, or fight or flight, right? Or you just start running the opposite way, or you attack the person. But if the person you find on your living room is your friend, you don't run, you don't fight. You just ask, what the hell are you doing here? And that's it. But you don't have a bad reaction because you know that person. Your biome will be happy if there's something coming that your biome recognizes. And what do your biome recognize? Foods that have been there for tens of thousands of years. So eat meat, they will be happy. Eat fish, they will be happy. Eat eggs, they will be happy. Eat tofu, and I don't know. Eat soy, and as soon as you're not from Asia, I don't know. Eat something that your ancestors didn't eat, and your biome will say, what the hell should I do with this? And you will be promoting the growth of bacteria that will cause some new stuff in your body because that bacteria have never been there. So as soon as you take the right food, which is what we promote with these meal plans, you will have good bacteria and you will have good changes. Usually you take probiotics after antibiotic treatment or something that has damaged your biome. Then you take probiotics to fill those gaps or to fill those spaces that you will probably have killed millions of bacteria. Then you fill with the right ones. But as soon as you're doing the right thing and you're not taking antibiotics, or you don't have one of the problems that requires probiotics, I don't want you to focus on that. There's 1,000 things to focus on better than that. And as Tony Robbins says, where you put your attention, you put your energy. So where focus goes, energy flows, right? And I want your energy flowing to these things that you can master, understand, and apply every day. You don't need to apply probiotics every day. You don't need to even understand, because not even people that work with probiotic understand probiotics. So who knows? I have been in probably the highest and most accurate probiotic factory in the world, which is in Quebec, Canada. I have been seated with that guy for a whole evening. We have talked about a lot of things, but the most common answer from him was, we don't know. We don't know. So there are things that we know. And one of the things we know is oxygen is your best friend and it can completely change your life. Cold therapy and cold exposure is probably one of the best diabetes reverse actions that a diabetic can do. Or even if you have insulin resistance or heart disease, there is a whole bunch of diseases that will benefit from the cold exposure, from these kind of breathing that we're about to do with Donato, and all the light and the EMF devices have been changing our patient's life for the last year and a half, as I have never seen anything, any tool in health working. That's probably the reason why you have not heard about this. You just can hear about these from the people that have reversed diseases or lost weight or cure things that they have been trying to cure for years. So there's an amazing future for those things, as we will share in the group this week. So either Carlos, Fabi, and myself will be dedicated this whole week to do like a, I don't know, like a war on your brain with these things, with studies and insights for you to remember that habits are probably the #1 tool that you need to use from now on in your life. So now it's time to introduce Donato Helblin. He is the expert that is the only expert that is certified by Wim Hof to explain all the Wim Hof techniques and breathings in Spanish, but he preferred to do it in English. So he will be happier today than all the times that I make him do it in Spanish. And I met him 5 years ago in one of his seminars. He does like a whole day in which first half of the day you do breathing, the second half is for cold exposure, and you get on one of those cold plunges, and he does the like some kind of dance. It's a beautiful experience that you probably, if you're here next in Florida or close, sometime maybe you can go to his events. But now we have a session for 20 minutes to know how to do with our breath, something that you can repeat at your house. And we will make sure that you have this recording so you can do it again and again when you need it. So Donato, thank you for being here, my friend. And we are all yours.
Gracias, Guillermo. Thank you, guys. And thank you, Guillermo, for having me in this group. What a cool opportunity. We actually spent all day yesterday with Guillermo filming a course together, and it's just been a great experience working together, and it's been a very long time coming. So yesterday he brought up the opportunity to share my work with you guys, and I was very, very happy to jump on for this and to also collaborate with Carlos. Good to see you, brother. So I'm very excited to be part of this. So what I teach is breath work. And today what I want to teach you guys is breath work from the Wim Hof method, which I'm sure some of you guys have heard about Wim Hof and the Wim Hof method. Maybe, perhaps, crazy Dutch guy that holds more than 27 Guinness World Records, a lot of them for endurance of the cold and for other crazy feats of endurance too. I had the pleasure of training with him before he became so famous and so big. So it was good. I got to spend a lot of good times with him. And this has been a game changer for my personal practice after 20 plus years of teaching yoga, martial arts, meditation, being a life and a corporate coach, and being in the wellness space in different roles. This has been, the breath work has been the best return on investment for time put in any wellness practice, because it works day one. You're going to get today, when we do this breath work, the same effects I get. I've been doing it for 7 years. You're going to get the same effects I get it today. So meditation is probably not going to be the same. Yoga, martial arts, not going to be the same. It's all going to take a long commitment and a lot of consistency to be able to get those results. But the breath work is so simple, and it is so efficient, and it has been already scientifically proven to remediate a plethora of inflammation-induced conditions. Anything from physical conditions like autoimmune diseases to chronic pain, or mental conditions from stress to bipolar disorder. And then other diseases and conditions like diabetes, which I know is one of the ones that Guillermo has been successfully using breath and cold therapy, or a gradual exposure to the cold, to treat. So, but I was very lucky. I didn't have any of those things going on for me before I started the breath work. But what it did is it increased the quality of my life and my overall feeling of well-being, because it allowed me to increase my stress threshold. Just with the breath work and also when you couple it with the cold exposure, the effects are multiplied. So just the breath work is going to give you 48 hours of effect, of anti-inflammatory effect. If you couple that with exposure to the cold, it'll give you up to 6 days of anti-inflammatory effects. If you guys live somewhere outside of the tropics, you have cold exposure coming out of the shower, right? So if you don't live in Florida, then you're good to go. You can just take a cold shower. You can start with hot shower and then just turn off the water and breathe. It'll be 2 or 3 uncomfortable minutes that will make the rest of your day tremendously comfortable. So it's your choice, 2 or 3 minutes in your shower, or 24 hours under other people's control. It's up to you, right? So I choose the cold shower, or in my case, my cold plunge, my ice bath that I have. So up to you. You know, we love you the same, no matter what you do, right? Now, the breath work is what we're going to do today, and it's going to take us about 20 minutes. I'm going to make sure that I put in the chat a link to a recording that you can use to practice this daily. You know, people tell me, like, how often should I be doing the breath work? I'm like, well, you know, at least, once a day is good. But what if I'm really busy? Then twice a day. Okay, because it's going to help you realize that maybe you shouldn't be so busy. I don't know. But for doing this breath work, I have to ask you for 3 things. Number 1, I'm going to ask you to lay down. So I don't know where you are, if you have access to a couch or a floor or some sort of a surface where you can lay down. And somehow, if I could see you, if you can aim your camera, then better, so that I can give you some feedback if I see that you're doing something tremendously wrong. But probably you won't. So that's one thing that I got to ask you. And the other one is that if you're pregnant or if you're epileptic, that you just don't do the breath work. Okay, because we know it triggers seizures if you're epileptic, and all of us are of age that we would know if we're epileptic by now. So don't think that this is going to show you if you're epileptic or not. Or if you're pregnant, then we don't know what it does to the developing baby. So we don't want to risk that, because we do know that this is going to create tremendous changes in your blood chemistry. So we want to make sure that we're safe. All right, we got a lot of people turning off their cameras, turning on their cameras, moving their laptops. I love it. Greg, I can see you perfect, man. You can just lay down right there. No problem. Grace and Elati, I can see you perfect too. Charles is getting ready. Okay, Paco ran away. I don't know what's happening. Oh yeah, Carlos has some sort of perfect cocoon meditation device. I love that. John Henry is getting ready. He's looking kind of like, I didn't know we were going to have to lay down for this, but he's getting ready. Fabiola's on her couch. Perfecto. Let's see. And the rest of you guys, I can't see, so I'm hoping you're going to follow along. Now, while you're doing that, I'm going to tell you a few things that you're going to feel while you are doing the breath work. You're going to feel, first of all, you're going to feel a little dizzy, or a little disoriented, and that's normal. You may even feel that you get a little nauseous, but it's not going to go past that, so you don't worry about it. And it's normal. You'll feel it, but then it'll go away. You may feel that you get a little cold or that you get a little warm. That's normal too. Don't worry about it. It may also go away. But if you know that you have a tendency to get very cold, then maybe you want to cover up, like maybe find a towel or a blanket or something that's handy for you to cover up. But if you also are known to get really hot, get ready because you're going to get hot. Another thing that may happen, especially in round 2 or round 3, you may feel your hands starting to get a little tight, maybe almost like they're contracting like this. That's normal. Okay, if they get too contracted, it's probably because you're exhaling too hard. So you're going to hear me say that you should just let go of the air, not exhale super hard. So it's okay. If you feel the hands getting tight or maybe the lips getting tight, it's normal too. You may get some emotions coming up. If they come up, let them out. You know, it's a good opportunity to let those out. You may get a lot of yawning. You can breathe through the yawning. Actually, usually when I say yawning, people start yawning. So maybe I'll get one of you guys to start yawning already. Okay, we got Charles. We got couples that, you know, doing this together, you know, couples that breathe together, stay together. I like that. So that's nice. All right, good stuff. So if you've never done this before, don't worry. You'll have to be good at it. But actually, little did you know, you've been doing breath work since the day you were born. But maybe you didn't bring the attention to it. So now we're going to bring our attention to the breath. So since we're all ready, let's do something. If you're feeling ready, give me a thumbs up. Get your hand up in the air and give me a thumbs up. Yes, yes, yes. Excellent. That's how we're going to communicate. I'm going to ask you if you're feeling good, give me a thumbs up. So that way we stay all awake. Good stuff. Well, let's close the eyes. You don't have to watch me. I'm not going to demo anything physically. I'm just going to guide you with my voice. All right. Good stuff. So there was a lot of talking and a lot of learning today. I know that there's a lot of energy in Guillermo's classes. So this is a moment that we take to kind of slow it down a little bit and check in with ourselves. Instead of paying attention to what's going on outside, we're going to be looking at what's going on inside. Instead of what's going on outside of ourselves, we're going to look within instead of without. Right? So close the eyes. And let's all take a nice inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Good. Take a nice inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Letting it out. We're going to do 2 more just like that. Inhaling and letting out with a sigh. That's it. And if your nose is clogged or something like that, you can breathe through the mouth. It's okay. Inhaling and letting it out through the mouth. That's it. Last one of those. Big inhale, as big as you can through the nose. And hold your breath at the top. We're holding our breath with our lungs full. That's it. Hold it for 3, 2, and 1. And let it all the way out. That's it. Good. And notice how you feel. Go back to breathing normal. What does this feel like to you? Whatever it feels like, it's perfect. Just a few breaths have the power of changing how you were feeling. So going from this learning mode now maybe to a more open and relaxed mode. So let's go straight into the breath work. Let's go for it. We're going to try to fill up the belly and the chest, not just the chest or not just the belly when we take these breaths. So let's just go for it and see how we do. Breathing fully in, into the belly, into the chest, and letting go. That's it. Breathing in, belly, chest, and letting go. That's it. Inhaling and letting out. Inhaling and letting out. That's it. Breathe it in and let it out. Breathe it in and let it out. That's it. Inflating the belly, inflating the chest, and letting it go. Inflating the belly, inflating the chest, and letting it go. That's it. Breathing fully in and letting out. Breathing fully in and letting out. That's it. Breathing it all the way up and just letting it out. We're not forcing the exhale. We're just letting it out. In, and that's it. Full inhale and a relaxed exhale. That's it. Keeping the breath moving and then letting it go. That's it. We're halfway through the first round. Belly, chest, and letting go. Keep the breath moving. Keep the breath flowing and let it out. Maybe you're starting to feel those sensations that I talked about. Maybe you're starting to feel a little dizzy. Maybe feeling a little loopy. That's normal. Belly, chest, and letting go. Maybe you're starting to feel a little tingly, maybe a little ticklish. That's normal too. Keep the breath going. Belly, chest, and letting go. Maybe you're starting to feel some energy building up. Of course, you're going to because you're breathing a lot of oxygen. Belly, chest, and letting out. That's it. Let's do 10 more. Belly, chest, and let it out. And again, belly, chest, and letting out. That's it. Full inhale and letting go. You guys are doing great. I'm watching you. You're doing good. Fully in and let it out. 5 more. Almost done. Belly, chest, and letting go. And the belly and the chest and let it out. And let's do 3 more. Belly, chest, and let it out. That's it. And belly, chest, and let it go. And this is the last one. Let's go. Belly, chest, and let it out. All right, we're going to change things up. Take a big inhale, as big as you can. And exhale all the air out. And hold your breath. That's it. We're going to be holding our breaths with our lung empty. So if you took in another breath, just let all the air out and hold your breath with your lungs empty. Even though you don't have any air in your lungs, your bloodstream is saturated with oxygen, so your cells are happy. You don't have to do anything, just be there. Just so you know, you already held your breath for 40 seconds. You can be there longer than that. Stay calm. You're safe. If you feel that you have to breathe before I give you the signal, that's okay. You can take a breath. But if you can, we're holding for another 10 seconds. So stay with it. Soften as much as you can and relax your body to the fullest for another 3, for another 2, and for another 1. Let's go. Big inhale as big as you can, all the way up. And hold it at the top. That's it. If you have a little bit more room, take another sip of air. And hold it there. Look inside of your head. What's in there? For another 3, 2, and 1. Let it go. Beautiful. Nice inhale through the nose. And let it out through the mouth. If you're feeling good, give me a thumbs up. Yes, yes, yes. All right, that was 1 round. Let's do another one. Let's see how it goes. Let's go for it all together. Breathing fully in and letting go. Breathe it in and let it out. 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 Keep the breath moving. Keep the breath flowing. Keep the breath constant no matter what. Fully in and letting go. Fully in and letting go. Breathe it in and let it out. Breathe it in and let it out. Full inhale and letting go. That's it. This is the work that we came here to do, so just keep the breath flowing. Maybe your brain is going to start trying to convince you not to do this. Maybe it says, oh, this is crazy. Why am I doing this? This guy, who the hell does he think he is? You know, I don't believe him. Whatever. Just keep the breath going. Fully in and letting go. Fully in and letting go. Maybe you're starting to feel those hands get a little tight. Maybe you're getting a little bit more dizzy. That's cool. Keep the breath flowing no matter what. Keep the breath going no matter what. Fully in and letting go. Big belly, big chest, and letting out. That's it, guys. You're looking good. Keep the breath flowing, John. Fully in and let it out. That's it. Fully in and letting go. Almost there. Breathe it in and let it out. Full inhale and letting go. Almost done, guys, with round 2. Come on, full inhale and letting out. Big breath in and letting go. That's the work. Full inhale and let it out. Big breath in, keep it flowing and letting go. That's it. Full inhale and letting it out. All you got to do is keep the breath flowing. Whatever sensations you're feeling in the body, welcome them. This is just your body chemistry changing and your brain reacting to it. So be fine with it. Just keep the breath flowing. Fully in and letting go. Breathe it in and let it out. Full inhale and letting go. 10 more breaths and we finish this round. Let's go. 10 more breaths. Fully in and letting go. Breathe it in and let it out. Almost there, guys. Fully in and letting go. Big breath in and letting it out. Give me 3 more. Come on, 3 more breaths. Almost there. 2 more breaths. And the last one. Let's go for it all together. Let's get ready. Take it a big inhale, as big as you can, all the way up. Exhale it all the way out. And hold your breath. That's it. No more breathing. You got nothing to do here, just holding your breath. Holding your breath is doing nothing. Get really good at doing nothing. You're doing something all day. This breath work gives you a chance to do nothing. Enjoy. You already held your breath for 45 seconds. If you're feeling comfortable, stay there. But if you feel the urge to breathe before I give you the signal, that's okay. You can take a big breath all the way up and hold it at the top. 1 minute. Let's go a little longer than that. You can do it. Just soften the body as much as you can. You don't have air in your lungs and you're safe. Just hold it for another 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Big inhale all the way up as big as you can. And hold it at the top. If you have a little bit more room, take another sip of air and hold it there. Notice how you feel. What is this moment like for you? Notice it. Feel it. What is it like to be you right now? Holding for 3, 2, and 1. Let it go. Nice. Big inhale through the nose. Nice. Exhale through the mouth. Nice inhale through the nose. A nice exhale through the mouth. Nice inhale through the nose. And nice exhale through the mouth. Beautiful. If you're feeling good, give me one of those thumbs up. Oh, yes. Feeling good. Excellent. Carlos, you're feeling good? Give me a thumbs up, brother. There he is. Good. And you just be there. This is the most important part of breath work. Doing nothing. Allowing the wisdom of the body to do what it knows how to do. Hundreds of thousands of years of evolution have given us the ultimate wisdom of how to heal ourselves. We just get on the way of that. Breath work gives you an opportunity to be quiet, to nurture your body with the most important of all nutrients, with oxygen, and then to slow down the thinking, which is most of the time the thing that keeps us ill. This breathwork practice gives you the opportunity to develop the most important wellness skill of all, which is the ability to do nothing and to realize that you probably did something to get you where you are. And if you just stop, you'll go back to normal. Just let your body do what hundreds of thousands of years of wisdom taught it to do until we interrupted it with our thoughts and our toxic habits. This was just 2 rounds of breath work. I wonder what 3 of these would do if you do it every day. So just to finish off, all together, let's take a big inhale, as big as you can. And let it out with a big ah. Good. Make the noise. Scare the people in your house. Big inhale. And let's hear it. Ah. Yes, yes, yes. And last one of those. Big inhale. And let's hear it. Ha. Ha, ha, ha. Yes. You can laugh a little. That's okay. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Good. Give me a little thumbs up if you're feeling good. Take your time coming up. If you're a little dizzy, if you're a little high, that's good. I always say that breath work will reduce your drug bill, right? I don't know how much money you spend on drugs, any kind of drugs, pharmaceutical or recreational. The bill will go down if you get into breath work, right? It'll help you fix any illness or any craziness, right? Or any hardness up here. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I put in the chat a little link to my guided breathing session. There is a best time to do the breath work, the time that works best for you, because it's better that if you do it than that you do it at the perfect time, but then don't do it. Okay, so anytime is good. Now, a best time, you're going to have to discover it yourself. I recommend that to develop a consistency in your practice, that you do it in the morning. When you wake up, you know that Guillermo was challenging the group to develop a wake-up habit, a routine in the morning to take care of yourself first. This could be part of your routine. You can use it. Maybe one day you do meditation, maybe the next day you do breath work. right? You don't have to do every single practice every single day, but you can do one day meditation or contemplation or prayer, and another day you can do breath work, right? So in the morning, I think it's best to get started. However, sometimes I use breath work to help me go to sleep. Sometimes you go to bed and your brain just keeps going, right? Has that ever happened to you guys? I've heard that it happens to people sometimes, right? Well, that's probably because you taught your brain to think, right? So your brain is now good at it, thinking. Maybe you never taught your brain to stop thinking, right? So, well, that's why meditation is kind of good at, right? So breath work is also another way to teach your brain to stop thinking. So use it at night and figure out which time works best for you. Sometimes it's good before a meeting. You're like, I'm going to have a pretty tough meeting, so let me do 20 minutes of breath work. And then you come out feeling like you feel right now, right? So use it as a tool, but first develop a consistency in your practice so that you know how to use the tool before you go use it. You know, is it seems like it would be good to do before the gym? Absolutely. Hyperoxygenate your muscle tissue before you ask it to work. Of course, however, don't do it before you start driving, because as you notice right now, you're a little dizzy, a little high. So don't use it before operating heavy machinery. Don't use it before driving. Don't use it if you're going to go underwater, because you could, get really dizzy, or your hands may cramp up, or you may pass out from holding your breath for too long. Who knows? So take it easy. Do it in a safe space, laying down. Right, laying down, because if you're laying down, you already fell to the ground, right? So you're good. I do it before meetings and before big speeches. Good stuff. Before the cold plunge, absolutely before the cold plunge. That'll make the cold plunge easier to do. Feel your arm right now. Feel this. Rub your arm like this. You're gonna feel that you're a little numb. Feel your hands. Right? Because of the breath work, you disconnected the pain receptors in your skin. Not all of them. We have a lot of pain receptors. Some of them are disconnected right now because you increased the pH of your blood. So great time to do an ice bath. And also, you calm your mind. So that's great for the ice bath, because you're not going to get the effects of an ice bath, by the way, if you're freaking out inside of the ice. You need to be calm for your body to take the benefits of the ice bath. If not, you're just getting more trauma. Okay, so ice is not anti-inflammatory. You being calm in the ice releases anti-inflammatory markers. Okay, ice has never been proven to be an anti-inflammatory agent. Never. How you react to ice can be tremendously anti-inflammatory, but you need your body, your mind, to get out of the way. Okay, this is the thing keeping you sick. Okay, this is the doctor is ready to heal you. Okay, so Guillermo, enough of this, my friend. You take it away from here, but thank you so much for the opportunity. Guys, feel free to reach out if you have any questions. The breath, the recording is on my website. You can send me a message through my contact form there. You can reach out to me through Guillermo. We talk all the time. We are good friends. So just reach out through him if you can't find me or something. And if you're ever in Miami, I hope to see you at the Miami Ice Club, or maybe at one of our retreats that we're going to start doing soon with Guillermo, or at one of the workshops that I'm going to be hosting at the clinic with Guillermo. So, man, a lot of opportunities to learn some more breath work and to learn the beautiful, warm art of ice bathing and cold exposure. Okay. Thank you guys for your time. Thank you so much. Oh, you have a question? Let me see. I have one question from John. What you got, John?
Yeah. So when you start to feel like you're going to get dizzy, that you can work right through that. You're not really going to pass out or anything. You can work right through it.
You're not going to pass out while you're breathing. The only moment where you may pass out is if you hold your breath longer than you should. That's why it's always good to do breath work with a guidance, with some sort of guidance, with a recording or with a teacher, instead of being like, I'm just going to do my own breath work. And you just kind of do too many rounds, too many breaths, and then forget that you have to breathe. So of
Okay.
course, eventually you'll be so good at it that you won't need the guidance anymore. But I would recommend that as you get good at the practice, use the recording. My recording is pretty good. You know, there's other recordings on YouTube. The recordings that are by my teacher, by Wim Hof, are amazing. And then there's a lot of other breath work techniques. Some of them are amazing. Some of them are crazy. I don't know. So I would recommend you to use my recording because I know it works and people like it. I know that the recordings that are by Wim Hof are good. And then I know that there's a lot of recordings on YouTube that say that they're Wim Hof method recordings that are not Wim Hof method recordings. So I wouldn't do them. Okay, so stick with mine or with Wim's for now. And then as you get good at it, then you can start experimenting on your own. Good, John? Just
Thank
make
you,
sure.
Donato.
And look, if you pass out, it's okay. You're laying down. You're not going to hit yourself and your brain's going to bring you back. So you're just probably going to scare your loved ones if they see you on the floor unconscious. So just take it easy. Don't go too hard. Okay.
Thank
I
you.
hope you have an antidote for that because we have lost Carlos. I don't know if you see, he's completely
I think he
gone.
took a nap.
So I guess we will need like an antidote. I hope we have not lost him because it would be a great.
He's good. He's just enjoying the effects.
He passed out. He passed out.
No, think that in Spain, he's in Spain and it's 1:20 a.m. So
Oh, maybe he just fell asleep, man. He just went to sleep. Remember we were saying about using this to go to sleep. His brain finally stopped thinking. Now he's gone. So we'll see him tomorrow.
So thank you, Donato. You're great.
Yes,
pleasure.
thank you so
much.
much.
Thank you guys.
So
You
glad-
guys are
Thank
great.
you.
Thank you. Thank you for
Grateful
being
for you.
brave because
And grateful for you guys being here like 20 minutes, 20 extra minutes. And see you guys in the group. See you guys next week. We will have another amazing guest next Monday. And probably you will know how to keep this either by yourself or either in our 90-day program in which Donato will be part of that. And you will probably keep learning forever, hopefully together. Thank you so much and see you all soon.
Thanks all. Take care,
Okay,
everyone.
thank you.
Bye, Donato. Bye, Fabi. Good night, Carlos.
Gracias.